Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattooed Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're working on my 2020 goals. Now I have done the prep work for organizing everything because otherwise we would be here for like 1,000 years. So I have done that, but I'm going to show you like my whole process because it is different from last year. I will go ahead and pop in the link for last year's mind map and goal setting, all that stuff. Here is my mind map from last year. So I did go ahead and add some little check marks around like mid-year to go ahead and start like tracking some of my progress. And some things are going to be moved over to 2020. Some of them are like complete, and then some of them are just like I'm pushing off to the side because my life is different now. So I really loved putting this together, and I'm going to do something similar this year. But first, let me walk you through my whole process of narrowing down my goals and categories because they are different from last year. Last year I used 4 different categories: money, mind, body, and soul. This year I went with the makselife life compass method, and I don't have that planner. I might, it's like a possibility I might switch to that planner maybe next year. I don't know. I emailed the owner to see if they were doing a mid-year release, and she said no, not this year. So maybe sometime in the future I will move to this planner. But I went ahead and signed up on their website. You can get some free printables. So I will also leave the link to the website down below so you can, if you're interested in this, get this very simple system. It's only part of the whole system, but this was what I needed. So a little backstory, I did try the Cultivate What Matters power sheets, and that was not for me. I got about halfway through the prep work, and I had spent several like evenings working on it, and it just didn't feel right. It felt like too much for me, and I didn't like some of the category. I don't know. It just wasn't for me, and I know that it works for like everyone. It's super trendy right now. It just didn't fit me and like my style and my lifestyle and all that stuff. So I did go with this. So first of all, the first page is like a just kind of like where you plan out where you think you are. So these little dashed lines, which I probably should have done curved lines, but I didn't think about it until I was like halfway through, is where you think you are in these areas. And then you go through the whole process of the assessment, which really does not take very long at all. I think when I sat down to do all of this, it took me maybe like a couple hours versus like with the power sheets, I'd already invested many hours and I still wasn't finished with it. If time and like effort is something you want to think about. So then it goes through all of these kind of directions, and then it gives you how to get started. So you do an assessment. So there's 8 areas with the compass, and I just scored myself on where I think that I am. And then you give yourself a score, an average. And that gives me a really good idea of what I want to do and where I want to kind of focus my energy. There were several areas that I just didn't even want to really address this particular year, like physical environment. I feel very comfortable in my home right now. Of course, there are things that I want to do, but it's not something that I want to like set aside specific goals for. And then personal and work, also not super like, I'm really content at work, and personally I feel like I'm really like some of these things here you can see, like comfortable spending time alone, hobbies and interests, things like that. I feel very comfortable in those areas. So I marked fun and recreation, family and relationships, which I do appreciate this more open category. In the power sheets, it was, I think, like significant other or something like that, which I'm single, so that category like didn't really even apply to me. But this makes a whole lot more sense to me because I really want to foster some of my family and friend relationships this year. I marked health and wellness, and then I marked spiritual and personal growth and financial. So those are the areas I'm going to focus on this year. Then you also have this intentions sheet, and this kind of helped me work through some things that I want to kind of focus on this year. And then my word of the year, I narrowed it down I came up with these words as I was working on the prep work here, and I came up with these words. So I've got intentional, mindful, flourish, cultivate, persist, consistent, lean in, nurture, and resilience. And as I was working through all of this, the one that was really sticking out to me was cultivate. So I looked up the definition for it, and I'm going to include the definition on my mind map like I did last year because I just really, really like this definition. It really like completely encompasses everything that I want to kind of do this year. So to foster the growth of, love that, growth of myself. Further and encourage, I like that a lot. And then we've got some synonyms: acquire, develop, and form. That word just like really fits with what I want to do this year. So I've got my 5 categories that I'm going to focus on, and some of them kind of overlap, which is great, I think, because your life is not developed into different categories. So fun and recreation, I've got hiking 1 time a month. We have a canyon very close to my house, and it's a very large canyon, and I want to go 1 time per month. I didn't go at all last year, I don't think. And I just need to spend some time outdoors. So I think that's going to be a really good thing for me. I want to go to a museum 1 time per month. We have several around where I live. I want to travel. I put Go Wild on here. I'm really feeling iffy about Go Wild right now, and I don't know why. It's just like I have a weird feeling about it. So that is to be determined. I want to work on my YouTube channel and branch out a little bit. I want to do some like sit down videos. I'm scared of that, but I do want to try some more, like just kind of like I said, branch out. I want to do self-care, intentional self-care 1 time a week, and then I want to do cooking and do Blue Apron 1 time a month. Blue Apron is a good way to just kind of explore some different recipes. Okay, family. I want to FaceTime my sister 1 time every other week. I think that is a reasonable goal for myself and for us. I want to text weekly with my mom and my sister. I want to visit my grandparents in the summer. I want to set healthy boundaries, and this is all around, like with everyone, extended family included. I want to work on my relationship with my cousin. We have kind of drifted apart. We live in the same town, but life gets in the way, and we've just kind of drifted. And there's been moments in the past couple months where I feel like we're like coming back together, but I have to be intentional and I have to cultivate that relationship. I also want to send out happy mail to my family and my friends more often. Okay, health-wise is a big category here. I want to do this yoga challenge to start the new year. Yoga with Adrian is doing a 30-day challenge in January, and I'm going to start that on January 1st, which is when you're seeing this video, or it went up. I'm going to work out 4 to 5 times per week. That is realistic for me. I'm going to wear my Apple Watch every day. That is also realistic, but sometimes I just forget to put it on, especially on the weekends. I'm going to take some vitamins, and I'm going to continue with continuous birth control. It really levels me out, and I think that it is helping with my migraine. I don't know. We'll talk about migraines in a second. Take a multivitamin and probiotic. I'm also going to add on here calcium, because calcium is another supplement that my orthopedic doctor told me that I should probably be taking now, and I have been. So I just want to put that on here. I'm going to track my migraines. I have yet to set up my migraine tracker, but it will be in my EC folio. I'm going to fast in the mornings because it makes me feel better. And I want to get a massage 3 times a year. I love getting a massage, and I think 3 times is like financially, and I think it's just a realistic number. And then I'm going to work on my wellness log. I'm going to meal plan each week, and I want to walk outside at least 1 time per week. This, again, with the hiking, like being outside is, I've realized, important to me. So I want to definitely do that. Okay, spiritual and personal growth. So I think no, those categories are together, I think. Yes, which I like that they are together, because I feel like spiritual and personal growth go very well together. Okay, I want to do more reading. I don't want to set a specific number every month. Like, I thought about doing like 1 nonfiction, 1 fiction book every month, but I don't want to set that goal for myself because I don't want to have to like force myself to do it. But I do want to read more. regular sleep schedule, and that includes the weekends. That's what I'm really going to work on in 2020. Not sleeping in or staying up too late, because it just totally jacks with my whole like natural schedule and stuff. I want to incorporate more yoga. I want to do memory keeping. Lately, I have been not filming my memory keeping as much. I'm doing it like once a month filming, and I really am enjoying that right now. Just sitting down and doing it by myself and just kind of like really reflecting. I want to invest in friend time. I want to explore the UU church, and I want to volunteer more. I need to research some volunteer opportunities in January. I have an idea, a couple ideas of kind of where I want to go with that, but I'm not sure. The UU church, there was she works in our administration building, and she approached me a couple of months ago about, she goes to the UU, which is Universalist Unitarian Church here in my town. And she thought that it might be a really good fit for me. And I also have a friend who's an Episcopalian priest, and well, she's like a deacon. And she also has kind of like said, you should go in that direction. And I do think that's where I need to go with like my spiritual growth. I really like the values of that church, and I think that that may be a really good fit for me. But as usual, I'm scared to try new things. So it may take me a couple of months to kind of get fully into that, but I really want to. Okay, and then financially, I want to increase my 403b contribution, which is my retirement fund, or part of it. I want to pay extra on my student loan, which I'm already doing, and I want to pay extra on my car loan, which I'm already doing, but I want to get my car paid off this year if I can. And I want to update my budget weekly, which that tapered off toward the end of the year, and I need to work more on that. I want to save for some travel. I put Go Wild here again, not quite sure. I'm just going to change it to just travel, because I want to travel this year, and I want to pay off my credit card. I only have one credit card, so that was also over here on this one, so I did pay it off, and then, things happen. So, all right. Now we're going to move into the mind map area of the goal setting. I love a visual format of my goals. I can put this, prop it up on my desk, and I can look at it I can check in with it every time I do my monthly spread and create my tending list. So for January, I just finished my January spread yesterday. I did start my tending list, just things that came to the top of my head, and then I will come back and really, really dig into this. And then February, when that comes around, I will definitely have more experience with it, and I will be able to really set aside a good tending list for the month. So, all right, I think we're ready to jump in. By the way, the tending list is used to help me when I look at my weekly spreads and build my weekly spreads to choose things that I want to work on that week. So, which I kind of have learned from Cindy from Llama Letters and playing with Lakin, with them working through the power sheets. Although the power sheets are not for me specifically at this point in my life, I find a lot of value in things that they do. So I took that idea and just kind of adapted it for myself. All right, now we're going to switch, and I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm going to map out my my little plan here. I am not sure how this is going to turn out. I have multiple pages here. If I need to start over, I can, but I'm hoping that I don't have to. And I have some mile liners here that I can add in. I also already chose all of the stickers. I set them aside right here. I have little boxes for my 5 goal areas, and I'm excited to get into this. I love this part of the new year, especially. So we're going to start with the definition, which is going to go in the middle, and then I will branch out to the different sections. And my health and wellness is the biggest section, so I'll probably just give it a full corner. All right, let's do this. So this is what I ended up with. I do have a little bit of room to grow, especially right here in the health area, which I do think I will probably add a couple of things. But this just turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Yes, it got a little messy. Yes, I put the stickers in the wrong spots, but I love it, and I'm really excited to dig into 2020 and cultivate the life that I want for myself. And I'm really looking forward to like actively working on all of these things. It's going to be a good year. I can just feel it. So I hope that you got some ideas from this, and I will have all of those links that I mentioned earlier down in the description. And yeah, if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask. I am an amateur at goal setting, but I do have some experience, and I love doing it, and I love putting this kind of thing together and really executing it to the best of my ability. So if I can be of service, I will. But I hope that you liked this. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.